Rosie, my pulled pork is really delicious because I make the best spice rub in the world. And that's what it's all about. When you rub that spice rub on that pork shoulder, the pork is great. It's Australian pork and it soaks up all that flavour. Yep. All right, we're going to make the dry rub first, which is something you can put on just about every meat, but it's a really simple one. It starts with some... meat.
And meat, OK.
Meat.
Yep.
I don't think there's a lot of iron in tofu, is there?
No, not really.
Starts with some brown sugar because we need to make it nice and sweet. And then we have about 2 tablespoons of smoked paprika. And then we also have about 2 tablespoons of cayenne pepper because we want plenty of spice. And also to give it lots of flavour, I like to use onion powder, and there's about 2.5 tablespoons of that. Another way of giving it some great flavour is garlic powder. That goes straight in there as well. I love having onion and garlic powder because if you don't have the fresh stuff, you can always sprinkle a bit of that in. I've also got some coconut sugar.
Lovely.
Another type of sugar. Because it's brown, it makes it wholemeal and makes it tasty. And also some cumin here. About 2 tablespoons of that goes in there. And Rosie, I've got some cracked black pepper and goes so well with pork. And if I do this, hopefully I might get you to sneeze. Pepper makes me sneeze easily.
Me
and I've also got some flaked chilli flakes.
That also makes me sneeze.
They'll make you sneeze as well. A teaspoon of that, and I'm going to sneeze in a second. Now, Rosie, very carefully with a fork, I want you to mix it around.
I can see why this is award-winning rub here.
It's the best in the world.
Isn't it?
I went and got myself a trophy from the trophy store and filled out my own a little award there and crowned myself the best dry rub maker in the world. Now, this shoulder here, what we're going to do is open it up or butterfly it up, and that makes it even and spreads it out. And that way, you can get a lot of flavour into as much as you can. So I turn it around like that. You could get your butcher to do this, but why let your butcher have all the fun when you can do this yourself? And I just sort of open it up, and it's really easy to do. And once you've got it opened up, give it a good stab with a knife because you want to make sure you can get as much flavour into the pork as you possibly can. Turn it over and give that a good old stab as well. And that looks great like that. Now, while it's on the board there, I'll put some salt on there, a little sprinkle of salt all the way around. Plenty of salt on there. That's why when you go to a restaurant, people think the food tastes so good. It's because chefs put a lot of salt in it.
Yep.
Now, that rub looks great. A trick is you could pop that rub into a jar, pop it in your pantry, and when no one's watching, you sprinkle it on the chicken, or you could even pop it on your tofu.
Good little Christmas gift, this one, isn't it?
Exactly, exactly. But it's a secret recipe. No one knows what it is, so no one else will know how to make it.
We did just tell everyone, though, didn't we?
I may have left out a secret ingredient.
Oh, okay.
I can't give away all my tricks. That's why I'm a salty old dog. Now, turn that one over. Now, this is a very, very strong rub, so don't put too much on it, but you want to make sure you've got it coated really well. So all around the outside here, into every nook and cranny.
It's making my mouth water, this rub, actually. It really is. I know that that will taste delicious.
Oh, it's going to be great. Now, this is something that I do at home. You know how you look on the barbecue shows and you see these big, buff barbecue guys with beards hanging down to here, tattoos all over them with these big offset smokers? Well, they're great for cooking on and they take all day and all night, but you can get great flavour in a regular oven. And here's my little tip. I grab plenty of baking paper, like that, tear it off and pop it into this side. I'll need another one there, Rosie.
Oh, yeah.
Grab that again. You need plenty of baking paper, like that, and I'll tear it off like that. Pop it into my tray like this, and then you pick up the pork, pop it into the middle, and then all we need to do, Rosie, is just wrap it up. Just tuck it into the side there like that, around there like that. And if you want to, you could put some foil over the top of it, but I don't need to. The only thing I like to do is pour a little bit of water down the bottom there, and that'll stop it sticking or burning on the bottom of it and help to give it a bit of moisture. Now, this will go into the oven. It'll take about 4 hours at 160 degrees Celsius. I know it's cooked because when I touch it, my finger will go all the way through the pork. So into the oven, Rosie, and we'll get this cooking. Rosie, my buns are nicely toasted and ready to go. We need to make a little salsa to bring it all together and make it nice and fresh. coriander there, pick some of that,
Yep.
maybe give it a bit of a chop. I've got these beautiful little tomatoes there. If you can cut them in half, throw them into the bowl.
You got it.
And I'll get onto these other things. Red onion, I'll slice this nice and fine with some jalapeno peppers. For more chili, you love them, don't you?
I think the meat lovers are going to absolutely love this dish, aren't they? If you were to turn up at a barbecue or something and you had pulled pork, brioche buns and some salsa, you make a lot of friends. If you didn't have some already, you'd leave with plenty.
They do love it. And I reckon I'm sort of cheating a little bit because I know this is a crowd pleaser. I know they're going to love eating this. So, you know, it's just a matter of taking your time, getting it right and just showing up and getting everyone to line up. Ready for their dose of Richo's pulled pork buns.
But it wasn't hard to do, was it?
No, that's the idea. And, you know, I love using pork because it just soaks up the flavour. I find the other meats, beef and stuff, they have their own flavour.
Yep.
But pork will soak up just about everything. Now, the jalapenos are great because they've got a nice little flavour to them and a little bit of bite. But every now and again, you get a jalapeno that is red hot and just rips your face off. But hopefully this won't be the case because I'm cutting it myself and I've got it all over my fingers.
I love it. It's actually my favourite chilli.
And you get them pickled or you get them salted and dried, but the fresh ones are just as good. And you can get them in just about every supermarket. So in goes the jalapeno. I'll squeeze some lime on there as well.
Yum.
And we've got 2 big limes on there. Great, lots of juice coming out of that, which is what we want. And some spring onion. I'll just take the tops off here, just the green parts, slice them up and get them nice and fine as well. A great little salsa, nice and zingy. You can have it in just about everything.
Love it. I'll be using this for sure.
It's a cracker, isn't it?
Yeah, really good.
Now, sour cream is the secret ingredient that binds it all together. I'll put the whole tub in there.
Great.
Rosie, I just want you to fold it through nice and gently. While you do that, I'll put some pepper on there. I could have probably used a larger bowl because we might have a little bit of message going on.
But I think you test me sometimes and you test but you improve me. That's the thing.
That's the way to do it. You just have to be careful. Just a touch of extra virgin olive oil in there as well for some flavour. And while we're at it, some toasted sesame seeds.
Oh, lovely.
For that toasted sort of flavour.
Oh, you jam-packed nutrition in there. I mean, that's going to make you feel good with the iron in there too, but I mean, you've really loaded some nutrition into one bowl here too.
That's what it's all about. And then we'll just grab the pork. This is what it's all about, Rosie.
The main event.
It's cooked all the way through.
Wow, yeah.
Just tear it apart like that. It looks lovely, moist and delicious. And I'll grab my plate. Rosie, time to load it all up. I'll grab the base here, pop it onto there, and grab some of this pork that's there. Pop that straight on top. Look at that.
I love that you chose brioche. It's such a lovely thing, isn't it?
Nice and buttery and fluffy and delicate. And I'll just grab a little bit more of that pork and pop it on there like that to make it nice and delicious.
Woohoo.
And using 2 forks, it's a lot easier to manoeuvre it. And then it's just a matter of popping this salsa straight on top there. It looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks really good.
Nice and creamy as well. Put that little piece on there. And then it's the topper, as you like to say. And you just push it down just nice and carefully and gently like that. And then we look at it for a couple of minutes, or then we just tuck into it. So the idea is you pick it up like this, and I'll turn it upside down, Rosie, because I like the taste of the sesame seeds. And then all you need to do is very carefully and very delicately take a bite.
I knew that was going to be mammoth, but it's worth it, isn't it? Yeah. You're loving that, aren't you?
Lots of spice, lots of flavour. The pulled pork is moist and delicious, just falls apart. And that brioche bun, it's like a nestle, like a cup holding it all together.
Cold beer, little game of cricket. Sorted, aren't you? Yeah, this is weekend food at its best.
It certainly is, Rosie. And you know what? I can feel that iron injecting itself into me right now. Fantastic.
I might go far from here.